All right, we're back with Ron and Pierce, the leaders who care out there, who are leading great organizations, Education for Employment and Knowledge Pledge, and we're excited just to be part of that. Favorite question generally for years of mine has been about influencers. And you know, my grandfather, so your grandfather, Ron, when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, he used to take me for walks to the park. And at one time I asked him, they were Jewish, I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he said, I don't know any of them, but I smile at them. And then some of them, a lot of them smile back, and then others talk to me. And then it goes from there. And I didn't realize the impact it was when he told me that per se, but it's always stuck with me forever. In that respect. So I'd love if you guys could share a couple of people. I know there's probably a lot more, but a couple of people each that have been influencers in your lives. You can do rock, paper, scissors, shoot to see who goes first.
Ron, go ahead. I'll follow you.
I mentioned my grandfather. Obviously, he was a key influencer. In addition to that, when I was in school, when I was in grad school, I had a professor who just cared, who just really took the time. He knew I was working hard. I had student loans and whatever, and he just stopped and spent time helping me figure out how much loans to take, how to get through all of that, and work with that. And that's been phenomenal. And then I met people through the Lighthouse. I used to be on the board of the Lighthouse, and I met a guy named Roger Goldman. And Roger, if you look at him from the outside, was a powerful corporate lawyer. But if you really looked at him, at the end of the day, he cared more about the Lighthouse than he did about his law practice. And he went from being a board member that was coming once every couple of weeks to being chairman of the board. Mm-hmm. And the Lighthouse got turned around. It was losing a couple of $1 million a year. And under Roger's leadership, it was solvent and making money. And even for not-for-profit, it's important to make money to survive and to grow. And he made it happen there. So one of the people I looked at when I started EFE is, okay, how did Roger do that? How did he take this corporate entity, this not-for-profit entity that was going downhill rapidly, and turn it around? And I learned tools from him. I also called him. He's always been very handy and very easy to speak with.
That's awesome. The Professor one reminds me of one of my favorite movies ever, Mr. Holland's Opus. Great movie, great story. Continues, you know, to this day. Pierce?
Yeah, so Mark, you and I have gotten to know each other pretty well, and you know that I never answer a question directly. So this will be no exception. I can say influencers, my parents, my older brother, definitely. What I find more interesting for myself is who has inspired me. And what I've learned is I used to sort of say, gosh, that's got to be a small group. And as I've gotten older, what I found is that almost everybody you meet, almost, not everybody, has something from which one can learn and to be inspired. So I would say that, you know, it's not a handful of people who have shaped me. It's a whole group of people, and the group gets bigger happily. And when it stops getting bigger, probably time to hang up my spikes.
Yeah, great answer. I think it was Malcolm Gladwell I think it was him that said, you don't have to go far to hear great stories. The cashier at the pharmacy has a great story. To your point, I think Pierce, and we just, sometimes it's just a great idea to ask them, you know, and make a difference that way. So keep making a difference, guys. And I'm looking forward to doing great things with you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Mark.
Right.
Bye, Pierce.
Thanks, Ron. Bye.
Thanks, Pierce. Bye-bye.